Hey guys, Tyler here bringing you a 2v2 today. We are on Eindhoven country, playing today spawning in the north. We have SS Ace Old A, playing as OKW, who has Grand Offensive, Elite Armored, and Firestorm. Teaming up with him is Red Units OP, playing as OKW. Straight away going for Grand Offensive, and kind of luckily for him, playing as Blue. Going to be up against Red Magic as Soviets, straight away going for Guardraff Combined Arms. Oh, we had a lock into Firestorm over here as well. And Steinberg as Brits, straight away going for tactical support. This is a Patreon backer submitted game. Axis random team, one around rank 600, the other around rank 1400, versus Allies arranged team, roughly 1000. Not the best position for the Kubel. He does decide to back out. You don't really want to be in 2-on-1s with it. And certainly not 2-on-1s when troops are behind heavy cover as well. Takes a lot of damage before backing out. Sternpires aren't nearby for the repairs though. Although the squad of Sternpires getting bullied at the moment. Got the raid section out for Steinberg. It's too much firepower for it. In fact, both OKW players going for the Kubelwagen. A little bit slow connecting the cutoff over there. Fusiliers now badly outnumbered down the side of the map. Kubelwagen going back and didn't repair it up at all, I don't think. Had plenty of time to do so. Sternpires going toe-to-toe with the squad inside the building and do end up forcing them away. The Kubelwagen gets very low, also backing away and close to zero. Oh, and one more volley. But did they have to reload or something? That last volley seemed like it took an eternity. Did not end up firing. And very lucky break for both the Axis players on their Kubelwagens. But these Sternpires, they're low, but they're still getting some work done back here. On top of the cutoff, Steinberg back at base at the moment. Going for the assault officer next. Interesting build order. Did go for 2 regular infantry sections. So can use medkits on them, or could be a reasonable time for the medics. Might be looking to use the air resupply operation, but that's still half a command point away at the moment, and he's got a lot of low health troops. Three Fusiliers meanwhile for Red Units OP, looking to pressure the fuel, but unable to get much going at the moment. Nice trucks rolling out for both the Axis players. Battle group for Red Units OP in the base. Oh, no dodge on the grenade. That was a big one. Assault officer getting into the retreat path. One wipe. A little bit slow starting the chase. Can't remember exactly the assault officer's Sten profile, but if it's similar to Commando, it's pretty sharp drop off with range, so want to stay as close to them as long as you can. Okay, and then the Vickers next for Steinberg. Might be boxing out the air resupply, but should be able to get there eventually. Kubelwagen and Sturmy's doing a good job here. Could be an option, you know, Steinberg could have considered earlier going for the universal carrier. Couldn't even afford to go for it a tiny bit late. If you're up against the Kubelwagen, you know, it's just such a good target for the universal carrier if you can just use that to knock out the Kubel. Even if the UC does end up going down not too long after that. It's decent, but of course you expect it to survive longer. Oh boy, merging into the flamers. No AT grenades from Magic though. Not taking them either, maybe wanting to funnel those resources into fast tech. Magic with a lot of float at the moment. Only 3 conscripts. I don't think he's lost any yet either. So this is usually where we see a 4th conscript, 2nd combat engineer, maybe building some tech. A little under strength when it comes to troops at the moment. And now going for the anti-tank grenades. So yeah, quite late on those. There's like a small run-in with the cool wagon over here. Maybe the anti-tank grenades could have started ticking for and would have been unlocked by the time I was fighting down here. Pretty nice bundle grenade. I mean, Gannon bomb. I like Gannon bomb. Ooh, that's a big old G43 blob. And those conscripts are melting. Very tough timing for the conscripts. You have to bully the Fusiliers. You know, they are quite weak in those early stages, but this is the phase where conscripts really struggle once they've got those G43s. Yeah, conscripts very slow to get their mobilized reserves generally, so it'll be a tough period. It looks like Magic going to get some guards to help bridge that gap. Very helpful with their LMG upgrade, of course. Will be helpful against the coup wagon if they, and yeah, they both are still alive. Ooh, flamethrower. Does that mean a Sternpire went down over here? Looks like old Ace Old A is down 1 squad. I missed that.
Prepare for orders. Prepare for combat.
Jumping in to the Opal Blitz. You don't need to jump inside the Opal Blitz to get the healing. Can set up like the ambulance. Probably more convenient in most circumstances.
Incoming rounds.
Does it have healing and hold as well? I'm not even sure it does. I imagine it does, but not 100% on that. Jamming the capture, forcing the retreat. Guards camped up behind heavy cover. Could maybe be a tiny bit more proactive, but we'll be in a good position to defend from here at least. And that is a strong force coming in for Red Units OP. Ooh, close call. Cool, nearly going down. Yeah, the guards and conscripts in a nice position here to hold on. Just to advance with that machine gun a bit. Just going in on the flank. Do we have the Fusiliers there though? And these sections are really blasting the Volksgrenadiers at the moment. Close call. AT gun misses the follow-up shot. Lucky break for the Opal Blitz. Doesn't have any Sternpires to repair that with either. And generally, my feeling about reinforcement half-tracks is you kind of want to have the long-ranging advantage of your opponent if you're making use of them. In this case, unupgraded Volksgrenadiers against sections behind cover. Actually, like, slightly worse off. So you don't really get to reap that many rewards from it. Get the forward presence, but you end up kind of dropping models at an unsustainable rate. That's when they're at their best, at least in my opinion. Whoa! Forward observation post on this building? Ooh boy, that's a risky one. That building, very fragile. It's a lot of manpower to invest. Best of luck to you, Steinberg. Lucky break there. Wagon surviving. Both shots missing, in fact. Getting camped up on the fuel. And Allies have been doing pretty well, but need to regather their fuel control. Don't really harass the Axis fuel that much either. Do have the Rakit in there. I wonder if the Tommies can see it back there. They can. Get that Fit 1 sight bonus. When in cover. As the T-70 come in from the other side, away from the Rakitten at the moment. Guards pushing forwards as well. Red Units OP could get overwhelmed. T-70. Ooh, big grenade. Squad down. Oh no, things are falling apart here for Red Units OP, forgetting about the Kuba on the far flank. Tunnel vision on the Rakitten and the T-70 at the moment, and even that slightly late retreat could potentially go down. T-70 doesn't chase in though. Rebuild on the Opel Blitz, you don't see that too often. Pushing forwards now, it does have the weapon upgrades. Not that the STGs are really like any better than the Khan 98 long range, but maybe you can use it in a more close range capacity now. And up against Brits, you know, only one squad with the snare can operate a little bit more safely. Here comes the anti-tank gun now though for Steinberg connection. Good dodge on the grenade though. Nice heavy cover position there for the Volksgrenadiers as well. So could allow for some pretty strong control. Looks like Ace Old A wants to set up a forward truck. Quite aggressively positioned at the moment. I don't know if the Axis have scouted the center at all with the forward observation posts. It does have a few abilities on it.
Our capture point. They're trying to take
You might
it.
not want to set your truck up right next to it. But it did lose the bombing strike these days, right? Got replaced by like something else, I think. So maybe it would be a touch safer.
Units can now use Pied launchers to take on armor and Bren guns for extra firepower.
Ooh, looks like maybe a squad down in the center. And maybe a squad down on retreat here. Conscripts looking for the white. 243 squads funneling down this road. Well, it's not a road. Oh, but the machine gun's there actually. Suppresses them real fast. Looks like a road, but no negative cover, no speed bonuses.
We may be small, but we're fast. The enemy has taken our supply sector.
Quite a lot of manpower floating now for Red Units OP. Magic with a pretty strong composition has gone for the second combat engineer now. Got the Zis out as well as a Maxim, so yeah, well-rounded composition, but was quite slow getting this going. Getting close to like 900 manpower I think it was at one stage, which you can't really afford to do in those very, very early stages of the game. Running like 2 or 3 units down, so much more painful at those stages. That place opens up on the guards, forcing them back. Slight VP lead to the Axis at the moment, 50 points ahead. And yeah, as I said, they've had very steady fuel control, whereas the Allies have lost control of this a couple times for a decent chunk of time as well. So it should lead to some pretty fast tanks for the Axis. It looks like a Panther already in production for Red Units OP. You don't see that often. 15 minutes and a Panther starting. that was a big grenade. Close call. Kitten's there, slightly out of range at the moment. Conscript's coming around the corner. And missing. Lucky break for the T-70. But yeah, a touch curious, he does decide to go for the Panther. You know, we're at a stage where you don't really need extra armor or penetration from the Panther. Generally better suited to going for the Panzer IV this kind of timing. Let's see if Red Units OP lives to regret it. And now I've got a mortar pit out. Wasn't the over's back. Holding on to the munitions point maybe for the allies. Looks like you could upgrade one Vickers K on top of picking up that flamethrower, so it's a pretty potent squad for Steinberg now in the closer ranges. And they come around the corner. And this looks like it's about to collapse for old Ace, or Ace Old. Oh! These guys got forced away really fast, much faster than I was expecting. And the Panther comes in and snipes off the T-70. Getting off to a good start with that. Oh, and there we go. Drops the artillery. There goes the forward observation post. Did decide to go for Panzer Commander though, that means, on the Panther. Which then of course means terrible anti-infantry damage on the Panther. Saw a Gammon bomb go out there. Looks like he took down the Volksgrenadiers with that. Oh, and then a late retreat on the stern piles. They also fall. Now the Panther in some trouble. Conscripts coming forwards. Gonna get off the anti-tank grenade. Gonna survive for the moment. More pit blasting way over here. Looks like Red Units OP also losing a Fusiliers, now just down to one squad of them, so the Axis taking a battering there. After a good kill on the T-70, they completely fall apart. And then just forget about the Raketen, stolen now by Magic. Really bad news for the Axis. Now the tech truck in quite an aggressive position. Usually we see players planted like over here, just guarding a cutoff. But this one covering the VP and the fuel. Could regret that. Also did go for Panzer authorization, which is not necessary if you want to just go for the Hetzer or Obers. So an unnecessary Panzer authorization unlock there. Quite late getting out the Hetzer 2 now as well. Has enough resources in reserve for a second Hetzer already. Could be quite handy during those engagements. A bit more anti-infantry firepower. Here it comes now though. Wow, there goes the anti-tank gun. Who's getting the wipe? Big bundle grenade. Oh boy. Trio isn't quite dead. Section trying to come in there and it dies very quickly. Looks like those flak shots did a huge amount of damage. It's backing away. 6-pounder coming in. Can be good in those scenarios to put, attack round on the anti-tank gun. Try to leave a big pool of flame behind. So the pool of flame is a little bit more off to this side rather than directly on top of it. But does end up getting the decrew anyway. So it works out. Oh, but the 6-pounder, man, that thing was powerful just then. Aiming every shot. Which is kind of hard sometimes against the Hetzer. Relatively small target size on that. Can be hard to hit. Especially at close to max range like that. Okay, Okay, rebuild on one Fusilier squad. We've also got 2 overs for reduce OP. Charges down the road, triggers the mine. Try and take down the bunker, covering the cutoff. Back away. Get the recon plane up from the observation post at the moment. Good attack ground attempts. Getting the rewards though. Comes the raid section. Oh, suppressed though. Not quite hidden behind the building enough. Okay, here comes the plane. This is a strafe, not the loiter. Ooh, a lot of damage. Quite clumped up on the boxes. Maybe a slightly lucky escape for Red Units OP on that one. But still, the Axis in control of the fuel point down the side. We do have a KV-1 out now though from Magic. They could have a tough time against the Panther that's already on the field. It's going to come down a lot to anti-tank gun positioning for Magic. Needs to be on point with that to keep the KV-1 safe, and at the moment, not ideal. Comes the rocket now though. Stolen Maxim decrewed. Okay, Mortar Pit now has the heavy barrage and it's going to work on the Schwerpanzer headquarters. I suppose one impact. I've gone for all Fusiliers. Don't have those incendiary grenades, which are generally quite nice against the Mortar Pits. So if the USOP wants to pressure that, could be tough. You have Firestorm though from Ace Old A. Oh wow, 17 pounder coming up. This is maybe a little bit too defensive of a positioning on this. But at the same time, we'll see how it goes. It's quite far back though. Maybe you don't have the ability to pierce world objects until you get Vet-1 and gain access to the piercing shot ability, so just have like reasonable line of sight if anything comes in too deep, but still a lot of shot blockers for it at this stage. I've seen quite a few times, you know, maybe more aggressive positioning on 17 pounders, like around this area. Looking to cover the center a bit more. At the moment, this one not really assisting in any VP wars, which I mean, it's not that useful ultimately. Can't help you contest a victory point. Or maybe deny your opponents from having fuel or something like that, you know? So they have to come forwards into it. At the moment that's not really the case, but the Axis playing a very slow game. And the heavy mortar strike just chipping away at Red Units OP's Schwer. He's got the second tank out now, the Tiger, so that could actually work out quite nicely for Steinberg. Looks like it's about to charge into this area. Command Tiger.
Prepare to execute.
Looks like Steinberg saving for the Crocodile, close to that now. Magic with a good chunk of resources as well. There's a few options, another KV, SU-85. Probably the two most likely, or maybe even the Katyusha. Axis not very reliant on team weapons at the moment though for those easy Katyusha barrages. Okay, Tiger coming down the road. 17 pounder facing the wrong direction at the moment. KV-1 mobilized. We've got a lot of anti-tank guns over here. There we go, 17 pounder spins around. Big damage. Oops, can't get the... Oh, they do get the AT grenade off. Wow, I'm shocked. Look like they'd be out of range. They're backing away also. Crocodile coming out to this side. But we've also got the KT coming out to this side. A little bit further back. Bad miss from the Raketen. His first shot. So sacrificing a squad, going for the Faust. Definitely not worthwhile if you're not getting engine damage. And why didn't he just retreat the Obers? May work out though. King Tiger in close against the Churchills. Got good acceleration. Okay, there we go. Well done. Needs to fire off that smoke grenade and smoke round, and did. KT chasing through, but getting caught up on the VP flag here. Unable to get the finishing blow. Might be able to kill it. Maybe doesn't have sight. Throwing out the Gammon Bomb. Not a bad idea. Let's do a temporary engine critical, so could have been quite strong. And Crocodile does survive. Well done. The smoke shell there. Clutch. Steinberg. Big save. And yeah, big losses again for Ace All Day. Now the KT under a touch of pressure. Smoke coming in from Reduce OP to assist his teammate. Oh wow, really strong attack round from the KV-1. It's a pretty bad chance to penetrate the King Tiger, honestly. Panther coming in from the side, but that double anti-tank gun's already there. No munitions at the moment for Magic, so can't throw off another anti-tank grenade. Wouldn't kill the King Tiger with that anyway. But engine damage on this Panther would also be quite nice. I'd say odds on KV-1 would die in the head-to-head against King Tiger, so deciding to disengage at this stage. Guards softening it up. Deciding to disengage there as well. PF Pioneers coming out of the mechanized truck now. Double mechanized over here, but they're under barrage from the heavy mortar again. Heavy barrage from the mortar pit, at least. Tiny bit of damage onto the 17-pounder there. Accidental mine trigger with that Tiger shot. Wow, looks like that's out of range. I wonder if that's attack ground on the 17-pounder. Looks like it was. It's a good idea, you know, can get those scatter shots just like every other anti-tank gun. A lot of repairs required on that Tiger now. Okay, some good repairs done on the Shreya though. Out repairing the heavy mortar strikes. It does have a very long cooldown on the heavy barrage. It's one of the only things that kind of keeps it balanced, relatively balanced at least. The SU-85 out now for Magic. Pretty much rounds out the army composition. Not much left. Can go for bunkers and whatnot as well though. The advanced fortifications in this commander. Blitz in some trouble. It's way alive though, both shots are missing. KT back up to full strength. Nexus making a cap attempt in the center. We've got that. Ooh, Crocodile back in action, and the mortar pit shells dropping in the center. Damage from the Croc. Damage there from the SU-85 as well. Flare up, spotting for the Tiger at the moment. KT taking a big dose of damage from the anti-tank guns. Tiger inching its way forwards. And triggers a mine. Looks like maybe the 17 pounder doesn't have sight of it. Would have to go for those attack rounds again. Axis armor holding up pretty well so far, but here come the planes again. Ooh, that's a lot of damage. It's a mix of planes. The strafe from Magic, the loiter from Steinberg's observation post. And those observation post planes are pretty decent actually. Especially now that they don't target crawlers. Back base though, finally take them down. Down one of them. Where did this one come from? Is that a recon plane? Okay, triple anti-tank guns here for the Allies. Axis under a lot of pressure. They've got a lot of anti-infantry though. These anti-tank guns are quite exposed. I think the Axis don't have at the moment is rocket artillery though. That's really hurting them. It's this team weapon spam. Tiger, every shot's penetrating at the moment. And there goes the Tiger. A bit of good penetration, like I'd say overall, for the Allies. Oh, but what's that Panther up to? Dropping the artillery. Could have been worth the gamble there for Steinberg. Just leave the anti-tank guns, try to get one more shot off on each of them. Hope that that kills the Panther. Decide to dodge away instead though. But yeah, clumsy Tiger utilization there from Red Units OP. Didn't need to go down there. And the Allies in control of the VP. In the center and on the left. Axis making a bit of a push in from the right, and I think this is why the Axis did so poorly in that last engagement. All the overs from Red Units OP on the other side of the map. Not there supporting the Tiger. Keeping it safe against those anti-tank guns. Nice grenade. KV-1 somewhat nearby. Goes for the steal on the machine gun in fact. Wow. Gun bomb out. Gets away alive. KT's still alive as well for Ace all day. Well, 18 kills on there actually. More than I had noticed. 21 now. Makes short work of that machine gun. Close to hit one now on the 17 pounder. 25 on focus sight, getting some damage done here. Oh wow, flak half track now.
Enemy forces capturing supply sector.
I mean, I suppose there are a few planes from Steinberg, and I mean, you can't shoot down this before it's delivered its payload, but a few loiters from Steinberg. But that's the thing about this, you know, it also has the artillery cover, which you can't shoot down, so it's not going to be a super effective measure. Go for the anti-air. Steinberg, still plenty of options. Coming forwards. Still out of range of the 17 pounder though. Comes the KT. Bounce. Very rare bounce. 2 in a row, wow. Let's adjust that. It's like 260-ish armor versus like 210 penetration. believe. Those Rangers. Oh, that's a lot of damage. The button keeping the KT in place, and again, I'd say that's maybe some pretty lucky penetration chances from the Allies through the heavy armor there. I think maybe one or two of those shots were maybe connecting on the rear armor. But yeah, the button, huge. Smoke was already on cooldown, I think, so couldn't really help. And there goes the King Tiger. So pretty easy dispatch of the heavy armor by the Allies. They're having a bit more trouble controlling the VPs though. Good control of the center for the last few minutes, but losing control of the edges.
Crew stand ready.
If he sits down, he'll be able to shoot down this plane quite easily. Walking Stuka out this time. Red units OP, 0 kills, so start things off. Oh! That was a big one. I guess that was from like a Fusilier flare? Spotting for that? 2 anti-tank guns decrewed, 1 outright destroyed, I think that was. Powerful rocket barrage from Old Ace. He's sold. Now Allies in control of the left. Lost control of the center though. In the face of the double overs. It's KV-1 now though. I'll track over here as well. Crush action from the Panther, but there we go. Remembering touch too long. The Allies on the prowl with their anti-tank. It's the thing with those anti-air units, you know, it can be quite tempting to bring them into action, but very easy to lose them at these late stages. That's a lot of damage onto the Crocodile. One more shot from the Panther, it looks like. Yes. Can the Panther survive? No. Again, the anti-tank guns rattling off those shots. These ones are vetted up though, they've got the penetration bonus, but yeah. Panther not surviving.
We need eyes on top. Shake it like that. Heavy tank awaiting orders.
Comment out now for Steinberg while the Crocodile's on cooldown. Lines down, good choice. Going for the triple cap, also a good choice by the Allies. Comet. What's this coming in for? Oh, finds the walking Stuka camp back here. Well, that was an easy kill. I wasn't expecting that. No mines down from the Axis though, I don't think at all this game. Maybe I saw one shoe mine. There's something you do have to guard against. There's occasional dives onto your rocket artillery pieces. You would think a pretty safe position, camp back here, but easy kill there for Steinberg. Wonder if that got scouted by the recon plane, not entirely sure. Bunker slowly working on this squad, but not getting suppressed because of those sandbags. There's enough time to capture the VP, and once again the Allies are on the drain. In spite of being in a comfortable position, they're on a 50 army size lead at the moment.
Supply sector under attack.
Here comes the Tiger. £17 a hit. Hasn't done much for the last 10-15 minutes. If he did have the piercing... Oh, he does have the piercing shot. How is that appearing? I thought that was the Vet 1 ability on it. Flare's the Vet 1 ability? I'm a little bit confused. Might be an observer's bug, I'm not entirely sure. Oh, it's a big gammon bomb. Both Raketans decrewed over here. Tiger pushing through the center. So there's a lot of anti-tank facing this direction. And there goes the Tiger. That did not last long at all. Red Units OP. Shoddy armor control. Another very easy kill on his command Tiger. Oh, and there go the ogres in the center as well. Ouch. Now the allies have a huge lead, over twice the army size of the Axis at the moment. Team Tiger coming in for Ace Old A. So got the artillery cover coming down at the moment. Damage from the strafe nearly gets the wipe. Squad does go down in the center though. I'm not entirely sure what it was. Capture on the LMG by the section. There's the KT though, getting off to a good start. Team cover with a decent duration. It's about to wear off now though. Still, train on the Axis. They are about 50 VPs ahead though. They have done a very good job of harassing the flanks, capping when maybe they should have no right to. Got a couple caches down by Magic as well. He's got plenty of resources floating, so might as well. One fuel, one munis. Probably Muni's the better choice at this stage. I'm not entirely sure when those caches went up. And yeah, good job. Just staying right on the edge of the capture circle. Those machine gun bunkers don't have sight all the way to the edge of their range.
We are losing territory.
Not these days, at least. Used to way back in the day. Maybe not even that long. Like 2 years ago. Does make it a bit easier to stay safe against them without that extra sight. Incendiary grenade opens up the capture in the center for the Axis as well. KT coming forwards, but their anti-tank guns are there. Need to make sure you're facing the KV-1. Okay, there we go. In the direction so you can get that hull gun working. Hull gun, one of the main sources of DPS for KV-1 and T-34 alike. So if that's not firing, you're missing out on a lot. Do have a rebuild on that flak half track, by the way, so recon planes maybe won't work out too well for Steinberg. So going from the strafe there. Do have the recon plane up in the air. Flak half track takes it down pretty quickly though. So no spotting. Could be a good idea for Steinberg to pick up the pyrotechnics upgrade on this infantry section. Extra sight from that, along with the vet bonuses. Very, very handy. Helpful for spotting now that those recon planes aren't really working out the flak out track on the field.
Put Harry Hun on 200 points.
Okay, Katyusha for Magic managing to squeeze this one into the composition. Exit's going for the cap on the far flank though.
The enemy is
Good
encroaching
work from
on
them,
territory.
relieving that VP pressure when they can find the chance to. Barrage onto the Storm Maxim. So the Fox Unity should be able to get them neutralized here. And I'd say it's a win for Asold. Asold, eh? I wonder if that's supposed to be Ace all day. And it translated weirdly. Okay, well, KV-1 coming in, getting some good hits in. Could even consider maybe setting KV-1 up in hull down mode. It's a bit under strength when it comes to anti-tank guns, so the only thing he has to worry about is the King Tiger, but should be able to keep the KV-1 quite safe with the anti-tank guns and B-35 inside of the allies. And there goes Local Blitz again. The third one that just died now. But I think it's okay to rebuild it. I mean, it's not super expensive. Can allow some good control in the center with the forward reinforcements. We have the double infantry support guns out now as well. Maybe we could make use of the incendiary munitions. Go after the mortar pit kill. Mortar pit's firing out smoke barrage though. Very deep one at that. One of those kind of S-mine like mines down from Magic.
Enemy forces are neutralizing a sector.
What are they called? PMD-6. Part of the Advanced Fortifications package. Big Panther out now from Red Units OP. KT pushing forwards. KT's armor holding up a bit better this time. Big Panther missing a lot of shots at the moment. I don't know if those are attack rounds or regular, but whatever they are, they're not connecting. And a second Jagdpanzer out now for Red Units OP. KV forgotten about perhaps by Magic, backing away now. Ooh, and that's a very lucky break. One more. And that would have been the kill. Alright, pushing forwards. The Jagdpanzer spinning around. Is this the end of the comet? Panzer missing. KT doesn't quite get another shot off either. Panzer going toe to toe. B-35 got the rockets coming down into the center. Everybody dodges that quite easily though. A lot of repairs coming in. Nice capping in the center at the moment. But yeah, the allies definitely should have better VP control than this. Probably should have. Actually, should maybe be like on 50-ish VPs at this stage instead of 150. The Axis have slowly built their way back into this game. Still behind, but not by quite such a large margin any longer. STG squad coming in. Iron triggers though, that reveals them in the fog. There's out the blink orbit. Oh, grenades. Oh, and there's a big bundle of grenades. Raid section in some trouble. Suppression kicks in, might save the day. Does. Lucky break for Steinberg. Very close call. Coming across. It doesn't have capture or anything, so no secure mode. Need to send something over there to grab hold of that VP. We do have a squad of conscripts coming out to the VP on this side. Artillery cover coming down now into the center. Got all the Axis tanks on the left though. Oh, looks like the artillery cover maybe just wore off in fact. What was that? I thought I saw a red circle. I'm not sure. Okay, both the Jagdpanzers going into cautious movement here. Oh, need to be very cautious. SU-85 finishes the job. That Vet 3 SU-85, what a beast! It's been a very strong performance for the Allies this game. Nexus Fear on the VP heat on this occasion. Rockets into the center, got the mortar barrage coming down as well. Managing to stand on the edge though. Get them neutralized at least. Sections on the capture again though. Conscripts run in front of the machine gun over here accidentally. Now on the move and okay, calling in the strafe, but machine gun dodges that. Ooh, almost goes down though. Actually, he's come out to capture.
We are down to 75 points.
Enemy tank!
Panzer heading bit 2 out the back there now. Nexus getting forced quite far back, but on the right-hand VP at the moment. Steinberg with a little bit of room in the army. Could maybe squeeze in a Cromwell here. Can round out the composition, and an extra tank that's quite mobile would be an asset to the Allies at the moment. Kind of needs something to maintain their hold on the right-hand side. KV-1 maybe a touch too slow. Comet fulfilling that duty on the left-hand side. Okay, smoke plane coming in for Red Units OP, looking to make this capture again.
We have taken the enemy down to 50
Double Fusiliers there, ready for it. Here comes the Comet though. Gonna shut that down. Conscripts in the VP circle, jamming the cap. Grenades out. Partial connection. Oh, that's a good connection. Conscripts low, end up retreating. White phosphorus from the Comet. Doing a lot of health damage. Look at how low they're getting. The crush action. We get them neutralize. Oh, here comes the Katyusha rockets to follow that up. Maybe a tiny bit late on the Katyusha rockets. Comet looking for the white, but missing a lot of shots on the main gun. Might pay to just like hit stop for a couple of those shots. Oh, no brace. Well done there. Here goes the 17 pounder, but that does maybe free up some pop cap for Steinberg. So he now has the option of going for the crocodile. Might have a hard time repairing a comet and a crocodile with just two unbolstered engineers. And in fact, it's not going to be that at all. It's going to be a 17 pounder in the position that I was talking about earlier in the game. Give a lot of freedom through the center against the Jagdpanzer. Panther comes forward, kills off the bunker. KV just sat here, but could be getting a little bit more involved. Most of the Axis tanks on the left-hand side at the moment. KV could come forwards, chip away these team weapons a bit. Oh, here we go. Making the play. We've got the command vehicle on the Comet though that massively nerfs its rate of fire. And ends up going down with that. KT also falling low. And Steinberg with so many resources in reserve. The loss doesn't really matter too much. Not coming in now. Get down from Magic's plane. Oh, anti-tank gun over here in some trouble actually. And this one actually got completely destroyed, I imagine, by the coordinated barrage artillery on the Panther. And there we go. Anti-tank gun killed. Steinberg having to burn through a lot of the manpower reserves. Rebuild on the Comet. Oh, that crocodile. Nasty shot. It's the thing about the Cromwell's gun. I feel like it's not that powerful on the Cromwell, but when it's on the crocodile, the flamethrower weakens the squads up enough that the main gun gets some really nasty hits. Oh wow, what was that? Late game Kubel, maybe a misclick.
KV-1 standing by.
KV-1, I don't think this gives you secure mode anymore, right? Rest in peace secure mode on the KV-1. Triple cap against the Allies at the moment somehow, in spite of that King Tiger loss. Huge rockets going after the infantry support gun out the back, it looks like this time. Some OK damage done as well. Oh, damaged engine. 17 pounder doing a huge amount of damage against the Panther. And the Vickers decrewed there as well. Those can continue the capture, capping on the right hand side also. Yeah, Panzer creeping in. A 17 pounder. Powerful tool. Oh, the SU-85 finishes the job. Generally wouldn't recommend putting the command vehicle upgrades on the Comet though. It's you do generally rely on its main gun quite a lot, so with that huge reload penalty it receives with the command vehicle on it, it's not very effective. Generally, you really want to put that on sometimes like Churchill's or ACs. Oh, there we go. Easy decrew on the Rakitten there from the Crocodile. Think about it, you can maybe afford to get one shot off from your Rakitten, and then you have to get the hell out of there. That Crocodile decrews team weapons so quickly.
last
need
round of the crease for the
your
Germans.
vehicular-based
Down to their
anti-tank
last 10
to
points.
deal with it, and we saw that Jagdpanzer go down, as well as the Panther not too long ago, so... There's Panther down the side for Regions OP. And they have done a good job of making this game go on for as long as possible, the Axis. They've been very good about harassing the VPs throughout. But their preservation just wasn't there. And the Allies do manage to close this one out. So it's kind of nice to see a bit of forward observation post usage from Steinberg. Pretty good usage of that overall. Good mix of the abilities, the recon plane, anti-infantry loiter, artillery cover. Pretty cool ability. 17-pounder positioning wasn't particularly impactful. I'd say this game, as we saw there, there was quite a few times where there was a tank just here and he had to go for attack rounds. Didn't quite have the line of sight past the edge of this house. Maybe 17-pounder was a bit more like in the center. Would have been more impactful, but the rebuilt position ended up working out quite nicely. Heavily damaging like a Panther and the Jagdpanzer, maybe even the King Tiger too. But yeah, I think that's all. The Axis just with not strong enough preservation this game, ultimately leading them down, especially on their vehicles. The Allies, though, as I said, probably could have closed this one out maybe about 10 minutes faster even, given their lead. Just need to be a bit more attentive to the VPs, maybe a bit more proactive with the infantry capping. To do a good job of holding on to this one on the side with the bunker, but even then, there's quite a lot of smoke action capping on the very far edge, slightly out of sight range of the bunker. Allowed a few harass moves on that side. And yeah, the Axis gave themselves some chances to build back into it, but ultimately wasn't enough. Anyway, guys, wrap on that. If you like good game to be cast by me, details are in the video description below. Otherwise, I'll catch you all for the next thrilling installment. Goodbye and good luck.